what's up, court nerds? Time to get served. It's your boy Phil, and oh boy, do we have two classic TPOs from our own queen of Fulton County, Judge Alex Manning. And she's done it again, dropping Easter eggs for us court nerds. And I'm here to supply you with not one, but two nuclear TPOs. The first one is between a married couple, where one claims that she's been threatening her with knives, pew-pews, and even gave her stitches. And while that one's going on, for the second TPO is in the chat room violating the order that he's there to get rid of. Buckle up, this is gonna be a bumpy ride, so let's roll, nerds.
Report and reviewed it. So that's okay. Hold on one second. Mr. Rivera. All right, he left. All right, so service was fine. Mr. Gales, we have not received a copy of anything from you, Mr. Gales. So you need to email that to Ms. Free immediately. All right, so both Ms. Halls, just yourselves as witnesses?
Yes.
All right, y'all both raise your right hands really quick for me. Y'all swear affirm testimony you're going to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Ms. Sharon Hall?
Do.
All right,
I
and Ms.
do.
Tiffany Hall.
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Will, Ms. Joxel, do y'all want me to put you in a breakout room with y'all's clients until I just got to do this one, or y'all need to speak to your clients?
If you could, Your Honor, that would be helpful if Mr. Pike and I could have a chance to confer.
All right, Ms. Joxel, I mean, just so y'all can talk before, not necessarily anything, but just so y'all aren't sitting here maybe trying to text one another and talk about it. All right. So,
I don't know if my client wants to observe and see how this works. I'm happy
okay.
or I'm happy to.
Okay, so I'm just moving you to breakout room 2, Ms. Joxel, in case you need to go back in there, and I will put Mr. Pike in Ms. Will, if you go back down and join breakout room 1, I will put Mr. Pike in there.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, so Ms. Sharon Hall, start from the most recent event and work backwards and tell me about the family violence.
Okay. Recent event on December 22nd, Mrs. Hall was served at her job. I spoke with the judge, Tamika.
No, stop. That doesn't matter about all that. I just want to know the family violence. Don't tell me what she did.
Okay. I have been dealing with Mrs. Hall on a number of occasions with knives, suicide attempts, and cutting me and giving me stitches and pointing guns at me. I've had to call the police department. I've got 5 police reports here.
Let me interrupt you, Ms. Hall.
Okay.
So, most recent event, you just said 9. Okay, November of 2022, pulled a knife on me. That's what I need.
Okay.
Does this so?
Okay.
What date, roughly?
Okay. So the dates. Okay. So on January 2nd, Miss Tiffany put a gun to her head and then pointed the gun at me and told me, "Do not move." On October 2020, Mrs. Hall cut me in front of her son and gave me 12 stitches.
Now that's in 2020?
Yeah, that was in 2020.
2022 was the gun.
Yeah, the gun was January 2nd on her other son's birthday. She pointed a gun at me. She pointed at her head first, and then she pointed it at me and told me I better not move. And then she pointed back at her head, which I then ran and called the police, and they took her to the hospital. In February, I called again because it was more threats. She was pointing the knife at me. She didn't lunge at me, but she just would point it and tell me to stay back. Our whole relationship has been about me trying to stop her from committing suicide. My son committed suicide, and
I'm sorry to hear that, but let me interrupt, because there's certain things that I need to know
okay,
and specific things I need to know.
okay.
So January of this year, but what specifically has happened, like 2022, February, March, April, May, June, July?
Okay,
What
so
happened to make you come today, or come when you did, or say, I want to keep, because something had to have happened.
okay, well, what happened with the TPO is on November 27th. I asked Miss Hall I've been sleeping on the floor for 4.5 months in my office. I asked her, if she can move. She agreed she would move to the downstairs bedroom where all her clothing is. She decided she was not going to move, and she got upset, and I told her that, the relationship was ending. I cannot sleep on the floor, and all of her children are sleeping in a bed, and I take care of all the bills in the home. So what happened is Miss Hall decided, when I told her I was going to contact the police, she decided she would call the police on me for the first time, and she told them that I had assaulted her. They came out. The police talked with me, went up to talk with her. She screamed at him, yelled at him, told him he should have talked to her first. And then he said, well, where did she hit you? And she could not tell him where. And then he had her checked out, her body, which they then said that there were no bruises or anything on her body. At that point, the police left. She told them she wanted me to go to jail, and they said she would go to jail as well. So she refused to do that because they said, as far as they're concerned, it didn't happen. So after the police left, she called her sister and her niece over here, and she requested that they beat me up and jump on me. And they didn't.
No, hold on, let me interrupt you. So did she say that to them in front of you?
Yes, I heard her.
Okay.
She was upstairs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
there's nuances that I need to hear. That's why I keep interrupting you so much.
Right. I was sitting at the bottom.
Hold on, Ms. Sharon Hall. You hold on one second.
Okay.
Because Ms. Tiffany Hall is going to start interrupting. Just
Okay.
calls you. Go ahead, Ms. Tiffany Hall. Just respond to what she said, please.
That is inaccurate, Judge, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have had issues with suicidal ideations. I am being honest about that, but I have never, and there's not a report that I've ever threatened this woman. I need you to understand that we are in the middle of a divorce, and we have been sleeping separate since August. There has not been an issue. I do have 3 children, one being a minor child, and to be put out of our home 3 days before Christmas because we had a house built, and because I will not agree for her to keep the house, she had no other way but to concoct this whole story against me, Your Honor, so that she could have me and my children put out of our house 3 days before Christmas. I have a 12-year-old daughter, Your Honor. And yes, I do have PTSD, and I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm still being abused. And I would like to return home because all this stuff that she's saying, only thing is true is that I have dealt with suicidal thoughts, Your Honor. But I have never threatened her. I have never pulled a gun on her. I have never pulled a knife on her. And I need you to understand this is a ploy. This is all a part of a bigger picture that we're in the middle of a divorce, and she wants the house, and I refuse to leave my house that I own. I co-own with her, and she works for law firms, and she has all these judges in her pocket, or so she tells her.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, no.
I need to share now. Nobody has a judge in their pocket. If you have a judge in their pocket, I'm not saying you're saying me, but I'm also not going to let you talk about the judiciary like that.
Right.
Miss Sharon Hall, stay out of it. I got it.
No,
If that happened, they would have. So don't even go there.
Okay, I'm letting you what I have been threatened with and what her intimidation factors are. Your Honor. She works for a law firm.
Both of you stop.
I have a minor child who is sleeping on the floor with me at my older daughter's house, all due to a lie, Your Honor. And yes, I refuse to press charges because I didn't feel like I needed to go to jail when someone assaulted me. I called the police first, and then subsequently she called them a few minutes later. So I'm hoping that you see through the bigger picture here, Your Honor.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Hold on, Ms. Free's emailing me this police report because I looked over it already.
Yes. Both of her children are still here with me. Her oldest.
No, I have a 12-year-old who is not there.
The 12-year is with her father.
No, she was with her father for the holiday. My daughter lives there.
Okay,
Your Honor.
stop. Stop. Ms. Free is emailing me the police report where you were served. So, and it concerns me. Ma'am, Miss Tiffany Hall. Sorry, you're both Hall, so you just have to apologize. You're up here. That concerns me, Miss Tiffany Hall.
Which part, Your Honor?
Have you seen the police report?
No, Your Honor, I haven't.
So you were there when you were, Miss Free, you emailed it, right?
I'm sorry?
You could email that police report to my
Yes.
email? Okay, so you were there, right, Miss Tiffany Hall? So you know what happened.
I was there at the residence and I know what happened. Yes, I know what happened. I'm not sure what she told them happened. Which day are you referring to? Is it November 27th or December 22nd?
Hold on, it's taking a minute for the email to get here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I want you to see exactly what it says.
Okay. And can I make a statement about my 12-year-old daughter? She is in school. She's supposed to return back to school on Tuesday. And yes, she was with her father, but now she's back with me because their pipes busted. And so she's with me. She's with me 100% of the time. She was just with him for a week. She was supposed to return home on the 23rd, but of course.
Miss Tiffany Hall.
Yes.
Okay, listen. This police officer says when they made entry in the home, they observed you with an 8 to 10-inch knife in your right hand.
Yes, I threatened to kill myself and they let me
Right.
out that same night, Your Honor. I have paperwork that I can also email you to tell you that I was discharged.
You told the cop, why don't you just shoot me?
Yes,
Miss Tiffany, no, Miss Tiffany Hall.
I told the cop, why don't you
Miss
just shoot
Tiffany
me,
Hall, Miss
take
Tiffany
me
Hall,
out of my
Miss Tiffany
misery?
Hall, Miss
Your
Tiffany
Honor.
Hall, Miss Tiffany Hall, Miss Tiffany Hall, Tiffany Hall, Tiffany Hall, Tiffany Hall. Miss Tiffany Hall, I am worried about you.
Because,
Miss Tiffany Hall, please just listen to me.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I apologize.
Because I heard- But we're gonna grant this because y'all are gonna get a divorce and that's phenomenal. But I'm sure that Miss Sharon Hall still cares about you and does not want you to harm yourself. Miss Tiffany Hall, just please listen to me and don't interrupt me. The
Yes,
world
ma'am.
is a much better place with you here. You have children, you have other people that love you, and please get the help that you need. Please get the help that you need. Who cares what Sharon Hall's doing? You should not care what Sharon Hall's doing. What you need to do, Miss Tiffany Hall, is to take care of you, of your children. I want you to do that, Miss Tiffany Hall. Please do that. I do not want you to be a statistic and a horrible statistic. This hurts my heart. Mr. Gales, stop putting stuff in the chat right now. Because when you do that, Mr. Gales, that's you violating the TPO. Unless you're telling me you love me. Now, Miss Tiffany Hall.
Yes,
Miss,
ma'am.
Miss Sharon Hall. I'm sure Miss Tiffany Hall needs to get some belongings for her or the children.
Yes.
There are sheriffs that do standbys, but they're a few weeks, and especially with the holiday, they do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and they only come by for like 2 hours. So they only come by from then, and that's with a domestic standby.
Mhm.
Outside of that, unless you both have someone mutual that can be there instead of y'all being there together, that can be there while she gets her things, or you can. So just stop shaking your head. Just let me.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
Miss
just,
Honor,
Wait,
my
hold on,
children,
Miss
I
Tiffany.
go to
Hold on, Miss
school,
Tiffany. Hold on,
Honor.
Miss Tiffany, stand by. Okay. Now I'm going to let whoever's here in the divorce make any changes that they deem necessary because there's a much bigger picture in this. But somehow, her and the children needs to get some things in the Sharon Hall. So I don't know if you can get some things together, and there's options like drop it off with a mutual friend or her friends, or her parents, or somewhere. But the Sharon Hall, can you do that where you get some
Yes.
things together and drop them off? So where would you drop them off?
well, her 2 children are still here with me.
Your Honor.
The 2 oldest
Honor,
children are living
maybe
with
you all
me.
sleep on the floor.
And I
He
will
has a
drop them
room.
off.
So-
I can have them help me drop them off at her,
This is a 5-bedroom
mother
house, Your
house.
Honor.
at her mother's house.
No,
Okay.
I don't talk to my mothers, ma'am.
Stand by.
Yeah, that's
So
unfortunate.
Ms. Sharon Hall, so
Yes.
now are you talking about the kids?
My
Stay at their
kids,
mother-
my 12-year-old daughter.
Want the children to stay at grandma's house for mom?
No, the children, her 2 children are staying with me right now while she's not here.
Okay,
And
they
I'm
can
My
stay
child
there.
is 21 and 18.
21 and 18.
So the children that are there, you don't mind if they stay there until,
Until we can, yes, I don't have a problem. And they've asked me, can they stay here? They've
Okay.
asked me.
okay. So whatever she needs to be dropped off at her mother's,
Okay,
you guys can do that, right?
yes, I can.
Okay, that's what I need. I need you folks to do that. And Miss Tiffany Hall and Miss Sharon Hall, I need you to both put your email in the chat. We're gonna send you a copy of this. Miss Tiffany Hall, I really, more than anything, want you to get help for yourself, please.
But what about my 12-year-old daughter? You want her to go sleep on the floor when she has.
Where's the 12-year-old staying, Miss Sharon Hall?
The 12-year-old was just recently with her father. And she asked, could she go live with her father? As a matter of fact, this year she asked
That's
her mom.
not true.
Wait, whoa,
That is
whoa,
not
whoa,
true.
whoa, okay, I don't need that.
Okay, well, she,
As long as she's, no,
Mhm.
so she can be with her.
Yes,
That's fine. Got
yes,
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all both put your emails in the chat. We'll send you copies. Miss Tiffany Hall, please get some help. Please. But we're gonna place in there that anything you folks agree to in the divorce that can modify issues in the TPO, okay?
Okay.
So, Miss Tiffany Hall cannot contact Miss Sharon Hall at all. I mean, for the divorce, y'all are gonna have contact at court, but you cannot do that. Miss Tiffany Hall, place your email in the chat. Miss Sharon Hall, if she doesn't, could you please put both of your emails in the chat so that we can send both of you copies of the, and make sure you check your junk mail, because sometimes it may go there.
okay, yes, I
All right,
will, yeah.
thank you.
First nuclear bomb deployed. Have you had enough? If Moore versus Hall wasn't enough for you, I got another one, and Mr. Gales just doesn't know when to stop, and he drives Judge Manning crazy. So let's watch.
Like 10 times. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Gill, you're violating this TPO
How am I violating?
because you said, I've never threatened you. Please stop lying. You have other men in my home when I'm not there. You also dated my cousin without me. I just want to go. Please leave me alone. You never did nothing to you. Please help. I love you, but you've destroyed my life. So I haven't destroyed your life. You don't love me. I didn't date your cousin. So those messages are directed to Miss Moore.
Because she responded it on there when I was talking to the when I was trying to talk to the DA or whoever that's responding on the on the chat. I was not talking directly to Latoya. I was just speaking out loud.
Speaking
what was
out
going
loud,
on.
saying that
Speaking on what
no,
was
sir,
going
no,
on
sir.
in the
What she
situation.
did was talking to Miss Free. When you
I've
say,
been-
I love you, but you destroyed my life, that was to her. That's not speaking out loud.
Yeah, that's when she was after she
Turn your camera on,
responded.
Mr. Gales. I'm not talking to a black screen.
I'm trying. They cut me off. It says I
Nothing's
cannot
cut you
start
off.
video. Yeah, it says I cannot start video because the host disabled me.
Nobody's disabled anything. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah,
Turn
I
it
don't know
off.
why.
There you go. Now I want to see your face, not your desk, not the takeout menu or the
Gotcha.
seats or whatever that is. Your face.
Yeah, that's
Turn
my
your camera
my
on.
receipts. My
Now,
receipts to
I have
the
not
hotel stay.
seen, if you say that you have a different bond order than the one that's here that I've looked at, you hadn't sent it. It's not there. And Ms. Freak, we got whatever Ms. Moore wanted to send. And we've got what the other ladies sent. So you're the only one that seems to have an issue emailing.
Yeah, I
you.
sent the bond order. I mean, and it's my place. I'm not sitting here. I'm at work. I have to work 40, 50 hours a week, as you can see.
Okay, so I don't see the bond order and it's not
I
here.
tried to send it. What's
Okay,
what? Can I send it again? Can I send it again?
Are you sending it to my email, sir?
Yes. What is the email, man?
It's in the chat. I put it in there about 5 times.
It's in the chat again, Mr. Gale. She is
Sent the
not going to
email.
say her email out loud.
I'm responsible.
All right, stand by.
Tiffany Hall 0424.
All right, so Ms. Moore, tell me this. You take yourself off mute, Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Right. And Ms. Moore, I don't care. Just answer my question. Obviously, you were arrested. Okay, who cares? You got that presumption in it. I don't care. Not holding that against anybody. Were you arrested somewhere besides Fulton County?
Like pertaining to this case?
He's talking about another bond order. So,
No, I wasn't arrested like outside of Fulton County.
so the bond order in Fulton County, you're saying, is the only one.
Right. And I called up about that, you know,
I don't want you to
because
say anything. I don't
okay.
want you to say anything. I'm just saying that bond conditions that I saw on an arrest in April says stay away from the 2 minor children,
We don't have children.
or the 2 children, whatever that's named on there.
Okay.
Am I right?
We don't have children. So I'm
But there were
not sure.
children that were included on it, right?
Um,
Tell me what you were charged with.
Battery,
And anything else?
that's what the bond order was for, and it said no contact. And it didn't say anything about, I was never served with anything that said I couldn't be here on the property. I was just told no contact.
Hold on.
I'm sending everything. I send everything to georgia.gov. I don't know
Sir,
why it's not going there.
Stop. Stop. You say one more of our emails on there and that's it. I'm just gonna remove you because I can't. All right, hold on a second, ma'am.
Is there any way I could send it to the chat for a phone number?
Sir, you have to put my entire email on there, not just the Fulton part. You have to put everything that I typed in is what you have to put in.
Okay, now something else is coming up. Okay. Mrs. Sandifer,
Yes, Your Honor.
I got this one now and it was signed. You want to get this so you can see it. So this one does say stay away from the MLK address. If your bond hasn't been modified, ma'am. Can you pull this up if you have your Odyssey or no?
No, Your Honor, I don't have access to that.
All right, one second. All right, so on here it does say stay away from the MLK address, Ms. Moore. That's one of your bond conditions from September. And I don't see where they've been modified.
Well, I'm a little confused because when I called up on that and asked specifically about my bond conditions, they did not state that to me, and I never received anything in writing that said that to me. And as
So
police,
when you got out of jail, they give you a copy of your bond order.
I didn't receive.
When you process out, Ms. Bray is your public defender. So you need to reach out to Ms. Bray because I am looking at your bond order right here. And it says,
Can you?
Ms. Bray.
Email now. Please give me like 5 minutes. I gotta write it down because it's like
Mr.
pretty long.
Gale, stop talking.
Please give me like 5 minutes.
You said Miss Bray was my public defender.
I mean, she is your public defender. So that's who. There it is. Do you see it? Right there. Stay away from 3751 MLK Junior Drive.
Okay, well, this is the first time I'm seeing this. I didn't know.
I mean, you get
like,
copies of it when you bond
Well,
out.
that's first-
They give you copies when you bond, they give you all your paperwork. However, so you gotta leave the
Okay.
house because your bond conditions have not been modified. Okay,
Okay,
all right. So where did he go? Now he's gone.
but moving forward, I for my safety, and I would still like to
Hey,
have this
stop,
protective.
stop, stop, stop. He's gone. He's gone. Can't hear him. He's gone. For some reason, he's gone. All right, so,
Can I question?
nope, not until he gets back.
Oh, okay.
Once they councils, we will start on yours in just a minute. But we still don't have proof of service, do we, or do we, Ms. Free? On that one. Just, you
No,
just
Your
have
Honor.
the card. Here's what we're gonna do, Mr. Gales, here's what I'm going to do. Okay? This is gonna be reset, Ms. Free, what date?
Let me pull up that calendar. We do the 4th, next Wednesday at 11 o'clock.
All right, so January the 4th at 11 a.m. In the meantime, Ms. Moore, you need to go by the police department and get a copy of that police report that says they served him. Number 2, we're gonna modify the ex parte. So Ms.
You know,
Moore-
I have no place to go. I don't have money, and
But Ms. Moore, right now, you're violating your bond condition. They can revoke your bond and you will sit in jail until you're tried.
I believe I spoke with them in regards to that before I even.
Ms. Moore, I'm looking at it. Your bond conditions have not been modified. So
Okay.
you can speak for Ms. Sandifer, but right now you're in violation of your bond conditions.
I wasn't aware, and how
Okay,
much
that's fine, but I'm saying you got to leave the house.
how much
So
time?
Do you need do you need their help to help you find somewhere to stay?
I don't have anywhere to go.
Ms. Sandifer, you could put her in touch with somebody.
Yes, Your Honor. If you want to put us in a breakout room, I'd be happy to talk.
All
with Ms.
right,
Moore.
so, and what do you think what's today, Wednesday? By Friday, can she get something, you think?
I will put her in touch with the immediate emergency.
Okay, your co-host, Ms. Sandifer, so you can place you and your, you can place both of you in there. There's more, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reset this, and she'll have until Mr. Gales, like Friday at 6 p.m. And you'll have to be gone from the house.
Friday, 6 p.m.
And then, Mr. Gale, you can return at 6:30, not 6:01, not 6:15, 6:30 p.m. That should give, you will be gone.
Also,
Okay, so that's all I'm doing today, because I'm not hearing evidence because we don't have proof of service. The Sandifer is going to put you in a breakout room. Mr. Gales, if you have placed your email in the chat, we have not received a single email from you, but anyway, place your email in the chat. We'll send you both copies of the reset order. Or you need to get a copy of that police report and give it to Sandifer, and she'll get it to us. Sandifer, you want to go ahead and put y'all in the breakout room? I guess
if my bond conditions are modified during that time, before our hearing, with that,
you need to talk, you need to talk to Ms. Bray. Need to call your public defender, okay? They got me Sandifer, there I go. Mr. Gales, you can go ahead and leave. We've got your email. You place your email in the chat. We'll send you a copy of the reset notice. And you can go Friday, 6:30 p.m. Ms. Free. Mr. Gale, you can return. She can be out at 6 p.m. Ms. Free, you can go at 6:30. Ms. Moore, join that breakout room. I placed you and Ms. Sandifer in that breakout room. You can join it so she can talk to you. All right. So we got Ms. Yoxel.
Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed watching one of the greatest judges on LawTube. On the Mount Rushmore of judges, she's right in between Simpson and Middleton. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, Set your notifications to all so you never miss any of this beautiful TPO nonsense from Judge Alex Manning. I'm Phil, and you've been served.